Hello folks, it is Wednesday and it's 5:30. It's been a bit of a strange week this week because Monday and Tuesday and all of Saturday and Sunday and Friday we were out on the decking quite a lot, soaking up the sun. And of course today it's a total change in the weather where we've had rain, wind, and the temperature has dropped quite a bit. It's still quite warm, don't get me wrong, I mean it's still quite warm, but I can't sit out there in it because you get soaked. Now my days have been taken up with, obviously, like I say, sitting outside and enjoying nature, and also I've been doing a bit on my gaming vlog. Now my gaming vlog's quite taken off quite well actually, and so have my testing vlogs actually, my testing products. I've tested so far a VR headset and a smartwatch, and to come I've got a gaming chair which I'll be doing a review for. I've got a set of men's hair clippers which I'll be doing a review for. You'll be able to see anyway, because hopefully it'll tidy up this mop what's on my head. And also another, like a smartwatch, but it's a fitness tracker. It's a fitness tracker, and they are all to come. So the testing phase of what I'm doing at the moment is going really, really well. I'm having a lot of positive comments on them. I'm having a lot of positive comments on my actual gaming vlog. I've just done I'm doing a countdown basically of my top 10 RPGs, and I've done number 1 so far, which was, well, if you don't watch it, you don't matter. It's called Dungeon Siege, the first game, and I've got back into playing it again, unfortunately. So I'm enjoying that as well. I've got to say a little bit about the state of Blackpool at the moment. It's disgusting, it's shocking, it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. People are coming up here and they're spending the time up here and they're just leaving all their rubbish on the beach, and it's pathetic. It really is absolutely pathetic. They're leaving it in a state that you would not leave anywhere. If you lived in a house and they left the yard like this, you would go ballistic. Now, we've tried to get them to close Blackpool for now because of the coronavirus, etc. We want them to close Blackpool, don't allow tourists in, and they've turned around and said no, that's not feasible. Now, they've only said that because it's to do with money, it's to do with finances. And obviously they want money coming into the town, but what they've got to remember is the more money that comes into the town from strangers, the more chance we've got of coronavirus staying in Blackpool for a hell of a long time. Because at the moment we've done well to kind of contain it, and a lot of people I know in Blackpool were doing what they're supposed to do. They were doing the restrictions, they were doing the social distancing. Unfortunately, when we opened the beaches and opened the tourism gates, that's flooded us now with people from all over the bloody country who basically just come along and treat this place like a dumping ground. And they don't social distance, and they don't care about coronavirus, and they don't wear masks or nothing like that. So our rate of infection in Blackpool in the northwest has absolutely shot up compared to elsewhere, because we've got people coming from everywhere into this one place. Don't get me wrong, we're not the only place. We're not the only place. Places like all the seaside places like Brighton, Skegness, all these sort of places, they have got people battering them with tourism because people wanted to go to the sun, you know, the sun, and the government unfortunately told them that you could travel anywhere, and that was the big mistake. Now, I think it's going to bite them in the ass, I will be honest with you. We are not the kind of people who are going to, as soon as they lift the lockdown, go flooding downtown and go Wetherspoons when it opens and KFC and the shopping centre. We're not doing any of that. We are basically staying exactly how we have been for the last couple of 3 months, and we're staying this way possibly now until Christmas, maybe the New Year, because you can't have a country that's completely locked down with an epidemic and then suddenly over the space of 4 weeks open everything again as if everything's fine, because nowhere will have been sterilised hardly. Nowhere will have had adequate protection so that people are not at risk of catching it. Now, the brilliant one I heard, which I thought was absolutely hilarious, was if you're going somewhere like Wetherspoons or somewhere you can sit down and eat, every time you stand up from the table, you've got to wear a mask. Now, the thing what baffled me about this is, if there's 4 or 5 of you around the table and you're eating, what you tend to do when you're eating a meal is you talk. You have a bit of a rattle between you, you know, about what's going on and stuff. So in that space of, say, I don't know, say there's 40 people in the room, you've got 40 people talking, eating, breathing, right? And they think just by you standing up and wearing a mask, if you won't go to the bathroom, is going to halt the spread of coronavirus. Trust me, I reckon anybody who goes in a place like that while this coronavirus is still going around is off their head. That's what I personally reckon. I think they're mad. I think they are absolutely Fruit Loop. Because the risk of catching it after so short a space of time, because we haven't been in isolation that long really, 10 weeks, 9 weeks, and people seem to think that, oh, that's it now, it'll have gone. It'll have gone that well, it won't be around no more, nobody's dying from it, etc, etc, but they are dying from it, and people are still coming down with it, more and more cases of it. It's beyond me, And a little bit of talk about that, the situation in America, which is very disturbing. But I will say one thing, all those people doing the peaceful protests, fantastic. Way to go, you are protesting about something that is definitely wrong in the world. Those people that are looting and burning down buildings, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Because that George Floyd, sorry, I forgot his name for a minute, that George Floyd, he would not, no, you're not telling me that he was the kind of guy who would want you burning down your own towns, looting your own shops. No chance, mate. You are defiling his memory, and I'm sure his family, I know his family have stood up and said, look, can you stop it now? Because yes, if you're peacefully protesting about an issue that's serious, then that's fantastic. You do that. You stand your ground. But there's no way that looting and burning buildings and killing people is going to solve anything at all. It's just going to make them hate you even more. Now, my personal theory, now I'm probably a bit outspoken here, but my personal theory is somebody's behind this because it's too well organised. It's too well organised. I was reading yesterday about mysterious pallets of bricks that keep appearing on the streets where the looting and the rioting's taking place. But nobody lays claim to them. Nobody knows how they got there. Nobody knows why they're there. I've heard stories of when they've seen people doing the vandalism and everything, when they've taken the masks off the faces, they're just normal white people doing it. Now I reckon, this is my personal opinion, that it's far-right extremists. Because, just let's say this, right, if you wanted people to hate a race, what's the best way to do it? It's to get them to believe that them people are doing something bad. So while this rioting's going on, you can sneak in there with all your load of people, smash up a load of buildings, kill a load of people, come out of it, and who's going to get the blame? The coloured people who are protesting, which means people will hate them, which is what the white supremacists want. It's called tactics, and I think that's what's happening. I will be honest with you. It's too well organised. It's too well organised. There's something behind this. There's somebody pulling the strings. And unfortunately, there's too many puppets out there who are letting the strings be pulled. Oh man, what a world we live in. Now, like I said, we haven't been up to much. I've been speaking to my mum, I've been speaking to my sister and my friends and everything, and they're all the same what's it as me. They're all, keeping the restrictions going, not going downtown, not going out, doing anything stupid. Because the problem I've got, I'll tell you the problem I've got is, before lockdown, I used to go everywhere by public transport because we haven't got his own car yet. Now, what was supposed to be happening was Deb was supposed to be learning to drive in May. That was all sorted. She was going to learn to drive in May, but of course May came along and she couldn't. So now my only way of getting anywhere is by public transport, and I will not use public transport. No chance. I've only got to go into a hospital for an appointment, and 3 days later I'm ill. I mean, this is no word of a lie now. I think every single time I've been for an outpatient's appointment at the hospital, I have got ill a couple of days later. Seriously ill. With bad colds, with stomach problems, with everything you can possibly think of. And it seems to be that I am quite open to catching germs in a place like that. So I am no way in a million years going to go on public transport where people don't give a flying monkeys about keeping hygienic and looking after themselves. I've seen people before on the bus, this is before lockdown, sneezing all over the place, coughing all over the place, coughing into the hands, and then when they get off, they put the hand on the bar to get off, and of course then It's on the hand, they're putting it on the bar, the next person comes along, they put the hand on the bar, they've got the germs on them, and so on. Public transport is a hive of infection, mate, and this is before coronavirus came along. This is well before that. I've seen some sites on public transport that make your hair curl, trust me. But yeah, like I said, we've just had quite an easy, laid-back sort of week. I'm just watching each day go by, if you like, and I'm a bit upset like today because I was hoping it was going to be a nice day again and we could have sat outside, because that's how I passed a lot of my time. I passed a lot of it just sitting outside. I don't even need music or a book or anything. I wrote a poem the other day actually about being outside and just letting life pass you by, and I'll read it out to you in a minute actually, see what you think. And it's just called, in fact I can't even remember what it's called now. Oh, A Lost Gift. That's what it's called, A Lost Gift. In case you're wondering how that ties in with outside, you'll hear it in a minute and you'll find out. Shout out to my mate Steve Cook, bless him. He said that if he was in my situation and not going anywhere, he'd have been climbing up the walls ages ago. But what he's got to remember is that I've got a lot of stuff in my house that I can keep myself entertained with. I've got jigsaws, I've got gaming, I've got music, I've got reading. Me and Deb talking all the time, don't worry about it. You know, we spend so much time together, and people think, oh, you should be pulling, you know, you should be fighting each other by now, or you're arguing or anything. We don't argue. We don't argue because we've both got the same outlook on life. What's the point? What's the point of arguing? Deb knows I do what I can do, and I do it. I don't like, oh no, I can't today. Oh, my back's hurting. Oh, I don't do any of that crap. If I'm okay, mate, then I'll get up and I'll be doing the first a couple of lots of dishes and putting them away. And Deb will be like, "What are you doing that?" And I'm like, "Well, I can't sit around doing nothing all day, you know." All right, yeah, I broke a few plates doing it, but you know, it's one of them things where if I can still do something, I will try and do it. I'm not just going to sit around lazy all my life. No, not for me. Not for me, I'm afraid. Anyway, coming up is a poem. I hope you enjoy it. Bye for now. Now, this poem is called A Lost Gift, and it's basically about life and taking every day how you want it, really. Sitting out on the decking with a cup of tea in my hand, a book sits idly on the table. It's a day with nothing planned. Listening to the sounds of nature, the buzzing of a busy bee. Occasionally misdirected, it flies straight at me. The wind is hardly blowing, the faintest movement in the trees. The clear blue sky lies overhead, a single cloud rolls by with ease. A cacophony of garden bird sounds, each one pleasant to the ear, until the quiet is disturbed by a seagull, then all the small birds disappear. This is perfection to my senses, an idyllic place I call home. All I need is right here, no internet, social media or phone. It's a quiet escape from daily life. It's time to sit and contemplate before I once more surf the web, reading about lies, corruption and hate. Too often these days we don't take time to appreciate what we have got. It's good to just take a minute on a day that is sunny and hot. I close my eyes and feel so calm, forgetting about everything but now. It's a gift we were all given at birth, though we appear to have lost it somehow. And that's just called a lost gift. And unfortunately, we don't take the time to appreciate things like nature. And it's there. It's there. I described it this morning. I'm a member of a site called Reflections on Facebook. And what they do is you basically just post a picture each day of something that happened, something outside, anything that you've taken over the years. And I put a thing this morning where yesterday I was just sitting there and I just tipped my head up to the sky and took a picture of the clouds, and I managed to get a brilliant picture of the clouds with the sun just coming over the house and the top of the parasol. And I just put, isn't nature a wonderful blank canvas? And that's what I think nature is, a blank canvas. You can basically just make of it what you want. I love nature. I love anything to do with things like that. Although I'm not like one of these people who watches 200 documentaries on nature. I would rather experience it myself, if you like. So I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed that poem. And I hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you did, all the information's coming up in a minute where you can click, sign up, subscribe. The more subscribers, the better. And if you like what you see, give me a like. You know, click that bell and you'll be notified every time I do a vlog. You all take care. I'll do another vlog soon.